Today is the second day of the last month of winter here in Australia, and as you can see, it's a gorgeous sunny morning in South Gippsland. The weather outside is about 16 degrees Celsius, well above the average for this time of year. Today is also the last day before this part of the country will endure harsher restrictions due to the coronavirus. So my dad, brother, Robbie and I have decided we should take a drive to the small beachside town of Inverloch, only 25 minutes drive from Korumburra. Like my previous road trip video, this one also contains a lot of greenery, farms, rolling hills, scenic lookouts and windy roads. I hope you're able to enjoy the ride. I'll read a different iteration of my thoughts on the topic of road trips from a video I released years ago. I've also put some of the key words in the description section below, and they correspond with the order you see them in the subtitles, the ones that come up on the screen in yellow text. Road trips are, for me, usually quite enjoyable. Most people believe the journeys we take in life are more important than the destination, whether it be an emotional, spiritual, or physical journey. With the knowledge that every experience will eventually end, it makes sense that whenever we have the opportunity to travel, we should be mindful of the changing nature of our emotional and physical landscapes, and try to be fully present and appreciative as each new moment is lost to the next. Our lives can be so busy and hectic, and our jobs and commitments often hinder our efforts to spend quality time alone or with family and friends. Maybe that's why I like road trips so much. You and anyone you choose to travel with have your own private world within the vehicle. You can set your own pace, and your environment changes to help satisfy your curiosity. The curiosity of not knowing which mountain, beach, river, forest, or open plain will unfold around the next bend. Of course, journeys often bring obstacles, but these obstacles can be fun. In the cases where they're not fun, they are commonly forgotten in time, or held fondly in our memories. They gave us an interesting story to tell, made our lives richer, or changed us for the better. I like to leave for my road trips early in the morning. I like to watch the sun rise over the horizon and see the homes and surrounding landscapes light up to cue the start of another day. I love to drive out of the cities and suburbs, slowly picking up speed as the traffic lights become fewer and farther between, and seeing residential estates fade into the distance, as rolling green hills and pastures are all the eye can see. The road feels smooth as my car winds gently around the bends, and I'll often play some music or football commentary on the radio while enjoying the scenery. Some people prefer driving through muddy, mountainous terrain. The thrill of chugging through an area more remote might make for an uncomfortable ride, but the rewards can be immense. There is the thrill of not knowing if your vehicle will make it to the destination. And it's difficult not to feel enlivened being so close to the wildlife that forage, fly, and flee as you and your friends crawl along at a snail's pace before setting up camp. At night, the sounds of those native animals blend in with the crackle of a warm campfire, while the stars and moonlight twinkle and shine, lighting up your tired breath as you sit in contemplation and contentment. Others like to feel the wind in their hair, or watch the waves roll into shore as they drive along a coastline, or simply drive along a long stretch of road with nothing in between the small towns that greet them. There may be nothing more than a general store and a place to refuel, but the thing you take away is how calming it is to hear the occasional chirps of birds, a crow crowing or a kookaburra laughing, and nothing but silence in between. Then there's a roaring semi-trailer downshifting as it slows to 60 kilometers an hour, its rumbling fading as it passes and speeds away and out of earshot. Whether it's a road trip through howling wind and rain for a weekend at the snowfields, a day trip to a winery, waterfall, or a quaint little cafe you read about in the paper, there will be something to remember. The names and faces of people may fade over time, but you may remember that place you had a Pinot Noir sold lovely homemade jam, and now you laugh about how you had those crackers and goat's cheese at a nice little bed and breakfast, and spent the rest of the afternoon sitting on the toilet. You'll remember the place you almost hit a kangaroo, or the smell of a tiny motel room, or the patch of road where a mother duck waddled along the side of the road with her ducklings following closely behind, then drifted out of sight down a small embankment. The lady who owned the hamburger restaurant near the wildlife park was the happiest woman you've ever met, and the guy who worked at the pub extended the lunch hours so you could try the roast of the day with peppercorn gravy. Everyone is different, And while some places are exciting to some, they may be dull and uninteresting to others. We can travel to a place when we are young and have a wonderful time, and everything that happened along the way is etched in our minds with a warm glow of nostalgia. But the same trip can be taken later in life, and the experience will be different. Perhaps an incident takes place that sours our impression of the events and location, and we'll be reluctant or unwilling to return. Almost always, though, something positive can be taken out of the experience at the time, or be framed as having provided an interesting adventure in the months and years that follow. I hope your next adventure does the same for you. I hope in the moments where it's hard you can relax in the knowledge that those moments will pass, and may your next road trip excite and fulfill you in unexpected ways that keep you coming back for more and more. Bye for now. If you're not too dizzy from watching this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe. If it did make you dizzy, please share it with your friends so you can go through this tough time together. Thanks for watching.